Hello there and welcome to the new exercise from the workoutwednesday.com, and this is week 15 exercise, and the exercise name is Bivariate Choropleth Map. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but yeah, that's how I would pronounce Choropleth Map. And it is by David Ellsworth, and here what they are expecting is to create a map like this. So if I expand this little bit, this is sort of a map which basically indicates the poverty and the college completion. So it's like when the poverty is low, the college completion is high or less, and so on and so forth. So medium, low, medium, high poverty, compared to that whether you have low, medium or high college completion. And here is where you have the color codes. I don't know if you can see it, but let me just try to explain a little bit more. So high, low and medium, and their color codes, right? And they have taken it from one of the articles that is related to the Choropleth map. So if I come over here, some introduction about coloring. If you have color has a meaning in data visualization. If you have ever viewed or created a Choropleth map, you are familiar with encoding data. But here a typical Choropleth map represents a single measurement and have a color scale like moving from lowest to highest, where low is represented by lighter value and high is represented by the darker value, right? So with this challenge, you need to use Power BI skills to bin data in low, medium and high buckets, but you need to do it with separate variables. You need to create a measure that combines your bins for both variables. So there will be now 9 possible combinations, right? So you have 3 combination from poverty, 3 combination from the college completion. So all in all, 9 combination formula that we will going to create. So here some issues which author highlighted, that there are some limitations around ARC GIS map for Power BI with publish to web feature. So what they have shown is a normal inbuilt map of Power BI, right? But you can see that it is not as impactful if you compare it with this one, right? So that is something what we will see how we can create it. And here are the requirements. Well, the very first thing is understanding about the Choropleth map. So reading the key concept behind the Bivariate Choropleth map. So if I right click and go over here, you will see that this is the how-to guide of Bivariate Choropleth map by Joshua, where it's been discussed what is Bivariate Choropleth map. You want to normalize the data to use it. Bivariate were mostly the same. Now they are variate. Here are some examples, right, about making a combination as to what the result will be. So you have 3 combination from here, 3 combination for here. All in all, you see the square which has the 9 combination, and that's how the output is. So I think it's very intuitive. I have read it through. I recommend that you also read it through, and that way you will be understand as to how this thing is finally coming up. So this has been used using a different tool altogether, but overall a great sort of a tutorial to read about the Choropleth map. Coming back to our example, this challenge is already based on the percent of population. So already percentages are given. So we don't need to normalize. That is being asked in the data or in the tutorial, the Bivariate Choropleth maps. We need to select a color scale from among the article's sample options. So down there you have samples as I read it. I highly recommend you also read it. Absolutely go down, and this is the sample that you have, and author has chosen this sample. However, you have options to go with this. The best part of choosing the sample is that, or recommended option is that when we start, right, we can go in any different direction, and overall, if the result is not impactful, we don't feel very great about it. So having having the exercise or having the samples really makes the life easier, at least to start with. So in Power Query, you need to merge the data set, but where are the data sets? Well, data sets are down here on data.world. So what I'll do is I will right click and again open it on the new tab, and in this new tab you have this information that we need to put into Power BI. So if I go here in the Power BI, I can start doing importing the data. But before that, just a quick information about the Power BI tutorial videos that I produce. So if you see, I have this live Google Sheet. The link of this live Google Sheet is present in the description of this video. So what it has is basically a feature explainer. That is basically the 200 videos that I produced, right? And out of them you have DAX, you have dashboard related tutorial which I have highlighted, and their link is present in column B. That means that you can easily search any of these published 200 videos and go through that video using the link that is in the column B. Also, you can create your own list as per your learning requirement. So that's one. Here I am picking up the exercises whenever I find time, and you can see that I am on exercise number 15 and I have literally learned a lot. I mean, I knew about Power BI, but this is a great way of learning from others or learning from the exercises. So that is something I'm doing. And also, if you see, I'm creating my own exercises as well, right? So that is also present over here, which you can attempt and become an expert into this. All right, so this information is available. All of this is available in the description. Go through this link like these two people are currently going on, and that way you can utilize this sheet based on your learning requirement. All right, coming back to the get data, I'll click on the get data, and in that we will going to choose the data.world. So data.world, right? I will pick this, click on connect. You need to make sure that you have the data.world account and you are already logged in, like I am over here. If you see, I am logged in to my account. So if I go here, this is what I'm logged in. So coming back to the Power BI, who is the owner? Well, the owner name is present here. Generally, that's how you will find it with the data.world dataset. So here is the dataset owner. Here is the dataset name. Copy, paste it, and that's about it, because this field is optional. So click OK. If you are not logged in, or if you are connecting it very first time, you will find a screen which will ask you to log in. Since I am already there with my settings, that's why I don't see this. So I need to import both the tables, and you can see the first table has this structure. You have a column called FIPS, like a unique identifier. You have the county. So what is the county name? And I think Michigan is a state, if I'm not wrong. And then you have over a period of time what the value is. We need to pick the latest value. So we will see how we can transform the data and remove these values. Then we have the poverty table. And over here, you have the, again, FIPS as a common query, county, but the state name is missing, like Michigan. But you have percent in poverty, which is 18%, 12.6%. However, if you see it over here, the percentages are given like 0.169. So we need to make sure that we do the formatting and cleaning of data like it has been advised over here, right? After loading the data into your model, before that, in Power Query, merge the two data set, clean up, transform, and add column as needed. Right, so we'll see, and we will click on the transform data. So it will take, as you can see, a couple of seconds. Well, we are here in this table. So percent in poverty. So I will right click and I will click on add column from examples, right? And I will give an example from, instead of 18, we will say 0.18, right? And you will see that for rest of the column, it will start giving the information or populating the information. However, this is 0.12.6. it should be 0.126. So I will again provide one more value to it, 0.126. And now every value is populated correctly, if you will see, right? So that's the best part. It's like inbuilt algorithm to populate the values. And then we can right click and we can remove this. So remove, and we will give this column name as poverty. Okay, so we have FIPS, county, poverty. Now let's come here. We need the latest column to visualize the information. So I will just hold down this, press shift and select this up until here. Right click, remove columns. We have county, FIPS, and we will going to pick up this as so we have poverty, we have college completion percentages, right? So this is a decimal value. As you can see, what is this value? ABC. Convert it into a decimal value, otherwise it will not create a proper output when we will be in the front end. So we have these two things. Now we need to merge the query. So for merging the query, we need to come over here. From this option, we don't have to go with the default option, but from here, merge query as new. Because once it is merged, we don't want to load this data, and I'll show you in a minute how you can do that. So merge queries as new is something we will do. We will select the FIPS column, and then we will select the poverty column in this, and we will going to choose the common records from it only. That is basically your inner join. So click OK, right? So here is this merge query. We have this. We will just expand this. From this, FIPS is already present, county is already present, and I want to keep this because it has the state information for the Choropleth map so that it can populate the information correctly. So we will just uncheck these because we don't need this. It is already available, and click OK, right? So now if you see, the data set has now reduced to something what we need, college completion and then the poverty, right? So all of this transformation is being done. We have FIPS and everything. So what we are going to do is close and apply, right? So it will going to take a couple of seconds. Ooh, one thing I did not do is I had to make sure that these two tables are not loaded. I just need this one. So we'll go again into the transform data and right click, uncheck enable load, continue, uncheck enable load, continue, merge query, name it poverty and college completion rate. Okay, now you see this is the data which will be loaded, but these two tables which is in italicized format is basically indicating that these two will not load. So we'll close and apply. Again, it will going to okay, it's quite fast now. So now you have only one table. So that's an interesting thing. Like if you don't want to load the tables into your data model but want to keep it, let's say for some transformation purpose or something, you can still do that like this. Okay, so now we will move on to creating a ARC GIS map, which is this. But if this option is not coming for some reasons, then you can go into the file, options and settings, go to options, and in the options you I think have the security, right, and ARC GIS for Power BI. So make sure it is checked. If it is not checked, there may be a reason that why you are not viewing this. So something to make sure that this is enabled for you. Okay, so now we will going to click on this, right? So it's basically saying I don't know if you can see, but ARC GIS Online, ARC GIS Enterprise, and then sign in or start dragging data to location or latitude longitude fields. Okay, so we will going to pick the county and put it over here. Let's see what it populates. So we have this map. It is now going to the Michigan. Yeah, and now you can see the data is populated. So right now there is no value, right? That is something we need to put it based on these two fields. So as per the exercise, if I go back, we need to create the group and bins for these two, which is like high, medium and low. So 3 groups, right? So what I'll do is I will go to this field. If I just expand this, and I'm not sure if you can see, but yes, I think you should be able to see college completion. Come over here and go down, click on new group. As soon as you click on new group, this is a college completion bins. I'm okay with this name. Instead of size of bins, we will say number of bins, and we will say number of bins to 3. So this is your minimum value, this is your maximum value, and this is your bin size, right? 0.15. So we will going to have something like bins when it is 0.15 and 3 bins. So we're going to utilize this value for creating the thresholds. So we'll click OK, and then you have the poverty. We'll do the same thing. Go down, new group, number of bins to 3, and this is 0.29, right? So what I usually do is I usually put it on notepad. Shortcut is window R, if you are wondering how did I do that. So you have the minimum value. So this is for what? Poverty, right? So poverty is 0.1, then 0.29, then 0.99, right? So this basically clearly indicates minimum, maximum, and this is basically our bin size. So I put it in the middle. And then we have the college, right? I think the middle value was 0.15. So I'll come here, click OK, right? And we have this. I think we have an option, if I'm not wrong, to add it. Yeah, you have the option to edit group in case if you want to know the value 0.15, and this is maximum, this is minimum. Click OK. All right. Now we need to create one measure. So if I go back to the exercise, you need to create a measure that combines 3 into 3 combination of values, total 9 option. That means if the poverty is low, then in which area the college completion is high, medium or low. Similarly, if poverty is medium, then the college completion is high, low and medium. And finally, when the poverty is high, then what is the college completion? High, medium or low, right? That combination. Okay, so this will going to be interesting because I know when I created this, when I was attempting the exercise, it just becomes so huge. So what we are going to do is select this, click on new measure, and we will say college poverty rate, possibly, right? And here we will going to basically use this variables. So I will press Alt Enter and say variable, and we will use the first is the college variable. So if you see this hint is use the DAX switch. So switch is something what I will going to use, but function and combine with the selected value. Selected value is nothing but these bins. So that's what you need to specify in the, if I come here, selected value function, Returns a value when there is only one value in the specified column, otherwise returns alternate result. So here we will going to use the college completion. I think this should be the one, right? And I'll press Alt Enter, VAR, and this is something which is poverty. This should be again your selected value, and this is where I believe you have the bins. Okay, I press Alt Enter, and then I press the return. Return what? Return the switch. This is where the switch will come, and you'll say when it is true, comma, Alt Enter. I'll press maybe 2 tabs just so that I have the proper indentation. Here switch true, and then we need to specify the condition. So conditions are basically your evaluating when the poverty is low, then what is the college rate, and so on and so forth. And that's where these ranges will come handy, right? So poverty is like, this is the minimum 0.1, this is the bin size 0.29, and this is the high, right? So this is where we need to sort of create our grouping, like if let's say value is the poverty value is between 0.2 is below, let's say below 0.29, then poverty is low, right? Similarly, if I just, so this is what I am basically doing, is something what we need to translate there in the formula. So just to make the life a little bit easier, 0.29, when the poverty value is, let's say, below 0.59, then you can say, okay, poverty is medium. So this is the value that I'm making, but usually you will see that this is something based on the business justification, you will find it. And then 0.99, below 0.99, that means it is high. So all in all, what it will have is 0.29 and below, 0.59 and between 0.29 and 0.99 is something which you will going to see. Now here we need to write another condition, and so now we have the college, right? For college, if I go here, so no worries if it is giving you the error, we can check this, correct this later. But for college, if you see, if I click on edit groups, you have the minimum value 0.106. Okay, 0.106, and then you have the 0.15, let's say the bin size 0.15 to 0.559. That's your maximum value, right? This is your max value, 559. Okay, so now we have this. So what we will say, when your property value is below 0.29, poverty value is below 0.29, that means poverty is low. And when college value is below, let's say 0.15, then low poverty and low poverty and low college completion, right? Again, and when, so this is one condition. I will just press enter. I'll show you in a second what it will going to do. So again, we will keep fixing the poverty as low to evaluate the 3 condition on college completion. Okay, so first condition is low poverty, low college. Now when we have the low poverty, and this value is, let's say, below, what do you say, for example, 0.39, then low poverty and medium college completion, and this then become 0.559. Okay, so low poverty but high, right? Now can you do this? Because what we are saying is, from low poverty we are coming to medium poverty, but we will going to repeat these three values now. Medium poverty, low college education. Medium poverty, medium college education. Medium poverty, high college education. And similarly for high poverty. Okay, so this is the condition we will going to make. Over here, if I click cancel, in this case, so I have this true, or I can press one more tab, and this is where we need to specify the condition, and condition will going to start with our poverty. So the poverty value is present here. Where are you? Poverty is less than point, what was that value? 29, right? 0.29, and college is less than 0.15, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Poverty is less than 0.29, and this is less than 0.15. Then you have the result: low poverty and low college completion, comma. I will just select this, copy, alt enter, paste. Low poverty, what is that? 0.39, right? Medium, wrong spelling, and then alt enter, paste it again. If I remember, 0.559. Okay, so now when you have this high college completion, right? So similarly with these three values, if I copy this, press alt enter, go till here, control V. So now from 0.29 is basically the one, then 0.59, what we decided. So I will just change this to 555, and this will be the same. Medium. Now this will become medium, right? And this will become medium. Okay, you can see once we have specified, everything becomes easy. Alt enter, tab, press. Now this will be what? 99, if I am not wrong. Yep, 0.99. 9. Okay, high poverty and low college. High. So here we have the properly formatted. Just think about this: if we have not created the variables, you have to write this value or this function again and again, right? So this is my last. So should be okay. Yep. College poverty rate, and this is something what I will going to put it here on the color. So now, come on, if I select this, Now if you see the poverty, and we need to do a bit of a testing whether this is fine or not. For example, we have this low poverty and low college education. Now we need values of tooltip, because otherwise we will not be able to calculate or validate our data. And data validation after data presentation is very important in any visualization. Otherwise, it just visualization is fancy, but your data is crappy. So I have added the values for college completion and all. Okay, so what is this value? So if you see both these values, so college was, I believe, 0.1. So this is 0.19 college and poverty 0.14. Right? College is 0.19. So this is what the college is, below 0.15. Then low college and low poverty and low college completion. So college completion is 0.29. So ideally this should come. So this is where I was saying, we need to validate our function like 0.15. So 0.19 is between 0.15 and 0.39. So ideally this is coming here in this section. If you see, the poverty is 0.14 if I'm not wrong, or something around those lines, and this was 0.19. Okay, this is where I come. 0.19 is the college completion and 0.14. Now let's do check with this another one. Low poverty and medium college completion. College completion 0.33 and poverty is 0.15. So yes, poverty is low, right, as it is there, and the medium college is 0.33. So if I go to the formula again, yeah, poverty is low poverty, and this is where your value was coming, this medium. What is this? Blue. So blue is what you have high poverty and medium college completion. So this is right. So 0.99 and 0.26, right? Because 0.99 poverty is what high poverty, right? And 0.26 in the college completion. So if I go again here, 0.99 is always high poverty and 0.26 is falling over here. So you have the proper college completion. So just one or two data conditions is looking like what is coming wrong, which I will just leave it for my later work around this. College completion 0.19, poverty 0.14. College completion 0.19 and 0.14. Ideally it should have given me this, but for some reasons what I'm getting is a different value. Also, this is where we need to, before making a correction into the formula, right, I remember that we need to change the color as per the instructions which is given here. And this is where I will show you one and then I will ask you to do the rest. Okay, because what we are seeing over here is just couple of colors, not very much far differentiation. So it may be the case that our formula is correct, but what we are not viewing is the proper color. So over here you have these colors, right? So if I just expand this, this is what the example of high, medium and low. Even if you see our this one, yeah, over here, if I expand it, this is the high, this is the low. That means low poverty and low basically college completion. Then low poverty, medium completion of college, low poverty and high completion of college. So what I'll show you is this one, and then you can change these rest two and see what's the output. Okay, with that, how do you change the color? You need to come here. Unfortunately, this is a manual exercise, and over here, view a list of all layers. Open this up. This is where you have the poverty, low and all, right? And this is where your all these different colors and everything is coming. So you need to come over here, go to symbology, style options, and this is where your coloring and everything is coming. So if you see, I clicked on that color. So before that, what is that? Low poverty and low college completion. Both are low. When both are low, what is the value? When both are low, this is the value E8, E8, E8. This is where we need to enter hash E8. Ooh, hash. Okay, it doesn't take E8, E8, E8. Click OK. So now you can see, right? You can change the transparency and everything the way you want. Okay, what has happened to this? Okay, I need to reduce this. Let me just fix this. So I just fixed it by pressing couple of tabs because I have zoomed it, so it was creating some issues, right? So now we have this college. We click here. Can we take this up? Okay, we need to go down, and we have this fill color. Where is the second one? Poverty is low. This is B0D5DF. 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 Let's keep it like 30%, that's okay. And then the third one, this one, poverty is low and college completed is high. 64 ACBE. 64 ACBE. Click OK. Alright. So these three I have changed for low poverty and all. Oh, I have made some issue. Low poverty and medium college. I just need to make sure that low poverty and medium is this. So this is a high poverty. So this is not the case. I will probably change it to something else for now. This is where we just need to make sure. So we have this low poverty and medium college. Low poverty and medium B0D5DF. B0D5DF. Click OK. B0D5DF. Why it has gone like that? B0D5DF. Yeah, that's how it should come. Click OK. And then we search for low poverty and high college completion. This is where 64 ACDE. 64 ACDE. And click OK. Rest other, I am leaving it to you. Uncheck this. Go back. Go back. Close layers. Let's just see if it has changed. Okay. Let me press tab a couple of times. Yeah, now this is something that we have changed, and I am searching for my values. Okay, so it is appearing again when I clicked it over here. By again coming to this symbology and click here, style options, it started appearing. So this is where we need to make the changes as I told you, and this will basically give you the output. The whole thing at the end of the day is this formula. We just need to make sure if, let's say, even after changing the colors and everything, it is not coming properly, then we need to put maybe one more condition, something like poverty is, let's say, if I just select this, the way we need to tighten up the condition and say ampersand ampersand, and then we will say is greater than equal to how much less the poverty, what is the minimum value, 0.1, less than equals to 0.1, and is greater than equal to 0.1 and less than equals to this, and then colleges is this, then low poverty and low. So this is how we further tighten up the condition in case if we are facing any issue. So something I wanted to give you an example. Let me know if you find any issue, because at the end of the day, this is what we need to do to create a chloro map like this. Let's see if there is anything else over here. Create a chloro map. Set the color to your chosen scale, right? This is what you've done. Mind the maps tooltip, mind the data formatting for percentages. So that's something we can easily do by percentages and all, changing it to the percentage and everything, the value that we want. So this is more like a less formatting option. So all of this is available here. Change the tooltip. What you have: college poverty, college completion, this one to percentage, even this poverty to percentage, and started populating the values in the percentages terms. So that's what I wanted to show you in this video. I hope you enjoyed and understood the Choropleth map, and we'll meet in the next video with a new topic.